Good day, Black Knight scholars. Mr. Deegan here for another edition of VidNotes videos. It's Unit 2, Lesson 1, the 2-1 VidNotes. Please get out your VidNotes, get out something to write with, and write down this learning target. I will understand how the ideas of John Locke, there he is, and Thomas Paine, there he is, influenced Jefferson's writing in the Declaration of Independence. Ah, yes, Thomas Jefferson. Here is a book I'm holding in my hand, a very thick Jefferson book. Thousands and thousands of books have been written about this man from Virginia. And why? Because Jefferson used the ideas of Locke and the ideas of Paine in his Declaration. We're going to be talking about John Locke and Thomas Paine today. Here we go. First, the Enlightenment. The period known as the Enlightenment in Europe during the 17th and 18th centuries, aka the 1600s and 1700s, saw the development of new ideas about the rights of people and their relationship to their rulers. How should the people treat their rulers? How should the rulers treat their people? John Locke. John Locke was an Enlightenment philosopher whose ideas, more than any others, influenced the American belief in self-government, which means the right for the people to rule. Locke had three major ideas. Here is his first. Locke said, quote, "All people are free, equal, and have natural rights of life, liberty, and property that rulers cannot take away." Just because you're human, just because you have a beating heart and you have emotions, you deserve to be treated with rights and respect. That's what Locke said. Locke idea number two. Locke said, quote, "All original power resides, aka lives, in the people, and they consent, aka agree to, enter into a social contract among themselves to form a government to protect their rights. In return, the people promise to obey the laws and rules established by their government, establishing a system of ordered liberty. The people have a government with rules, and the people's job is to obey those laws and rules. If the government isn't fair and doesn't protect the people have other rights." And that's what Locke is talking about in idea number three. Locke said, quote, "Government's powers are limited to those the people have consented to give it. Whenever government becomes a threat to the people's natural rights, human rights, it breaks the social contract, and the people have the right to alter or overthrow it. If the government isn't doing its job, the people can rebel." That's what John Locke said. Locke was a radical, and he had radical ideas. Locke's ideas about the sovereignty, aka independence, and rights of the people were radical and challenged the centuries-old practice throughout the world of dictatorial rule by kings, emperors, and tribal chieftains. Dictatorial rule meaning one person makes all the laws and has all the power. On to Locke's partner in crime, Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine and common sense. Thomas Paine was an English immigrant to America who produced a pamphlet known as Common Sense that challenged the rule of the American colonies by the King of England. Common Sense was read and acclaimed, aka praised, by many American colonists during the mid-1700s and contributed to a growing sentiment, aka feeling for independence from Great Britain. Here is Common Sense, that pamphlet written by the patriot Thomas Paine. We are almost done, ladies and gentlemen. You have one summary question to write. Please think of a question that you'd like to ask based on the things you've learned and write that question down. When you do, you are done with lesson 2-1 and we are on to the next one. Until the next one, this is Mr. Deegan reporting for D226, signing off.